So we start with the rapporteur, Grace O'Sullivan from the Greens. For 5 minutes, please.
Good morning. Thank you very much, Chair. And hello to the Commission and to all my colleagues. So when I agreed, Chair, to be the rapporteur for the General Union Environment Action Programme to 2030, I was inspired and alarmed by the 2020 European Environment State and Outlook report from the European Environment Agency. The message was crystal clear. Europe faces environmental challenges of unprecedented scale and urgency, and we need rapid and far-reaching change to achieve our long-term sustainability goals. In short, we are in an ecological emergency and we need to act right now. We need to get on what the Club of Rome calls road to recovery, renewal and resilience. To achieve the systemic transformation we need, we must take a systemic approach. This means recognising that environmental, social and economic policy are inherently interlinked. Environmental protection is not just about environmental policy. It is a crucial element of the social and economic agenda. We see this with the SDGs, which are integrated and indivisible. We must adopt this approach to our lawmaking here in the EU. It is clear from its proposal that the Commission views the 8th Environment Action Programme to 2030 as a monitoring tool for the European Green Deal. It has the potential to be much more than that. In order for this legislation to have real impact, I believe it should be first and foremost a governance tool with a strong monitoring component as well as concrete actions. This is, after all, an environment action programme. I've made several changes which I believe strengthen the Commission's proposal. In the thematic priority objectives, which I welcome, the Commission acknowledges that we need to advance towards a different kind of economy. I agree wholeheartedly, and I propose we advance towards a sustainable wellbeing economy in which we rebalance the 3 pillars of sustainability: social, economic and environment. The COVID-19 pandemic made it clear to all that these pillars are not balanced. An exclusive focus on GDP growth to measure progress has led us down a path of inequality and environmental chaos. In contrast, a sustainable well-being economy combines prosperity, equity and social progress in harmony with nature. It perfectly reflects the overarching 2050 vision for citizens to live well within planetary boundaries. I strongly feel that the 8th EAP can play a role in that paradigm shift beyond GDP growth to an economy that prioritises the well-being of the people and the planet. This concept is not new. It has been on the table of the OECD, the UN, Oxfam and many international agencies and organisations for more than a decade. In fact, it has been on the Commission's agenda too, so let's move forward and make it happen. To this end, I call for a dashboard of beyond GDP indicators as a step to shifting towards a new, better kind of economy. We simply cannot meet the thematic objectives and 2050 vision if we don't deal with our economic system. When it comes to the enabling conditions, I expand these to include a think sustainability first approach to better regulation. I also strengthen the conditions by adding concrete corresponding actions needed in order to reach them. This includes taking the cost of inaction into account when proposing and evaluating EU laws and ensuring all legislation goes through a Green Deal compatibility check. The aim here is to ensure policy coherence, which is a basic and vital necessity to achieve the systemic change required. Without outlining the means and actions by which we meet the objectives, the 8th EAP risks being toothless. Finally, the monitoring of the 8th EAP must be impactful. Monitoring should be done annually and measure progress towards genuine systemic transformation. Crucially, assessments must contain information on corrective actions when progress is too slow or encounters barriers. To ensure that the ATAP monitoring does not simply sit on a shelf, I call for annual discussions to be held by all three institutions, who should then identify response measures if we see we're not making progress. The next Commission should also present the climate and environmental actions it will take to 2030 within the first 100 days of its mandate. A meaningful environmental action programme must stay high on the political agenda. So, Chair, I look forward today with my colleagues to hearing your views and to working together to put us on the right direction on a road to a better future in 2030 and a truly sustainable planet by 2050 at the latest. Thank you, Chair.